Good morning, Corning. And welcome to season number 3, episode number 13. I'm your host, Andy Earls, alongside me, Chrome Dome. Yes, he turtle waxed it today. Look at that.
No, I did not.
Looks like a bat signal shooting out.
Ready for the game tomorrow night.
Okay, beautiful. You need a haircut so bad.
I'm getting one tomorrow before I go.
Anyways, enough of him. That's my co-host, Bart White. We're on location here in God's country, beautiful crime-free Corning, Arkansas, and a new location, formerly known as the old Walmart building, but we're not going to call it that anymore. We're done calling it that because it's the new G&H Decoys building. I'm liking this place, man. A lot of room. We could play a little frisbee golf, maybe some racquetball. What do you think?
Let's play some wiffle ball while we're at it.
Let's do it, man. I'm in. I heard you put the whiff in wiffle ball. All right. That's a great start.
Trust me, guys. It's not constant. It's constant.
Yeah. You guys laugh about it, but we have a wiffle ball bat mold, and we are fixing to get to the extreme level of this.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
I asked him, I said, what all can y'all make?
A foam-filled wiffle ball.
We got a mold for it.
Oh, this is taking it to a whole new level.
Yeah,
And
we're
we
about
are.
to put a little sand. We're fixing
Here we go, man. It's getting real up in here, and I like it.
I know where we're going to be from now on.
That's right. I'm going to quit
I'm
car
sick. I'm not
sales.
coming in work today. I'm sick.
That's right. Oh, sounds like a lot of our staff members, actually. But anyways, we're not here to yap about us or about wiffle ball. We're here because of exciting news, obviously, for our city, our community, our area, our state, the great state of Arkansas. And that's obviously our new arrival of our new company here. We always like to start these off by just giving y'all an opportunity to kind of tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit of background, where you're from, what got you into this kind of thing, maybe family life and such. So I don't know who wants to start. I don't know who wants to tee this thing off here, but
I'll tee it off for
all right.
us. I'm Rob Hansen, born and raised in central Missouri, little town Herman, back in wine country. Transplanted down to Dauphin Island, Alabama around 2006, Hurricane Katrina with my construction company. Grew out down there and was able to start taking my winters off and come up here to Arkansas duck hunting. Exposed myself to a growing outfitter service. Just been here for 6-7 months out of the year chasing waterfowl. Bought a little rigging company this past spring, and it facilitated into us purchasing G&H Decoys. We started off as an idea, a plan. We played with it for a couple more months, pitched it around, built a pretty good team. I'm pretty proud of what we've done and the direction and the steps that we've taken to get where we're at so far. Purchased the first American-made duck decoy, or the first duck decoy in the world, manufacturer, and the last one that's producing in North America. We kept this company from dying, and that was pretty much our sole goal in it, as well as just keeping the American product here at home.
I like it. America, baby. I like it. Who's next?
I'm from way down in southwest Louisiana, the real God's country.
Oh,
And,
here we go.
Louisiana is not God's country.
As you can tell,
You ever smelt that place?
yeah,
It smells like Bart does right now.
smells like Friday night lights and parties all the time. Good food.
After shaving taco meat is what it smells like. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
As you can see, I'm bundled up because it's cold up here. I'm still getting used to it. Not T-shirts like I can't. Oh, it's cold. Like back home, I think it was 62 degrees this morning. It was 30 something here.
It's 37 when I went to
Yeah,
work.
this is gonna take me some time to get. Now, once the birds start flying and I'm bundled up in the real clothes and we're chasing them and grinding them, I'm
Different
sweating.
story.
I'm sweating. But right now, yeah, I'm getting used to it. Dude, I've been coming up here and hunting with Rob for a few years. Gotten to kind of carve out a spot in my heart for Northeast Arkansas, for this whole area from Corning to Pocahontas, to Delaplane, Walnut Ridge. We run that whole area hunting, and gotten to know the back roads. Now I'm learning the towns, the communities, and I'm really enjoying it. I'd be freezing if it wasn't for such the warm welcome that we've gotten here. I mean, it's it's been a fantastic place. When this whole idea of G&H Decoys started to become something that a couple of nobody rednecks like us could actually have a real conversation about. Pretty sure that the same for him. It took longer to get our wives on board than it did to actually make this happen.
We know about that. Tough sell.
You mean
But
the boss?
the boss, that's right.
Yeah.
But once they got on board, it was just kind of a let's just go. I mean, when your family says, "Oh, you can do this," well, you
That's
dang
huge.
right. You dang right
It's
we
huge.
can. So we started diving into the nuts and bolts, the pennies. What would it take? How would we do this? About that time, we got in touch with Andrew, and he jumped on board, and then the team started building. Then all the pieces started falling into place. And so for me to come up from Southwest Louisiana and to jump into this big monster, and move in with a group of guys. So we're all used to being chiefs, and yet being able to mesh and work together. It's not just starting a new company. Like, this is starting a new home for me, and I feel like it is. So that's a big thing for me. So being able to create a product, the best product in the United States, kind of just it's overwhelming the amount of pride and excitement that brings. But be able to do it in a community that it's unreal. We thought that we would have a welcome here because we're bringing something to the community. We didn't realize there would be the excitement and the emotional response, the appreciation and the welcome that we've received from not just the people of Corning but the surrounding communities. It's kind of lit a fire in our butts to get this thing built up so that we can employ people, so that we can benefit the community.
Yeah. And we kind of built that from our plan from the get-go.
Yeah.
I've been up here, got to conversate with a lot of guys, built a lot of good friendships.
Mm-hmm.
I found good people here in this community. I knew that we could do things and work with the people here. And, as an oozer myself, it's, to duck hunting and everything else, you always have that little bit of standoff. But I've been able to break that mold just through staying with the community and staying with these people. I'm not coming and leaving. I don't have any goals to, take everybody's hunting spot, and I've hopped off the path of normalcy. I've picked up farms that were outside the loop, and we built from there. So it's been awesome to see how everybody's reacted and kept us warm and welcome to the community.
Love hearing that.
I was going to mention that a while ago. There's a lot of good people in Corning. I mean, I'm not saying that because I live here. I've lived here all my life, but man, there's tons of good people in Corning.
A lot of really good people. It really is a great community. Really, a lot of good people. Better than this guy, but that's not so hard. But now, Andrew, tell us a little bit about yourself. By the way, if there's anybody out there that sees Andrew on the golf course, don't let him hustle you. This kid can absolutely drive bombs 330 yards down the fairway. Don't let him fool you, okay?
I can drive longer than 30 yards.
According to,
370.
That's right.
according to Brent, he's the missing puzzle piece.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's right.
That means he's the key ingredient. He's the
man.
key.
Yeah.
The man. Go ahead, bud.
Well, I grew up in northeast Alabama on Lake Gunnersville, and it was hard for me to leave there because that is God's country.
Here we go again,
I
Bart.
mean,
We're going to have to have a
Body
wrestling
slam.
match.
Let's get an octagon right here.
you can't beat walking out your back door and being on the river. And it was just one of those things. I finally decided to leave and got in touch with Rob, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I didn't ever think I'd get Rob to quit calling me. He called me every day.
Here we go.
I'm afraid that's what's going to happen. He got my number.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
going
what
to
it
call
is.
you every day.
So he doesn't realize that when the phone is, the symbol on your phone is green, that means you called them.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
they
not
called
the
you.
other way around. Yeah.
I hate texting. That's the dumbest thing out there.
I'm with you.
I
I'm actually with you on that,
I
Andrew.
will.
I
I
got 40
am.
Snapchats from him last night.
Okay, well, that's different. But
All pictures of his truck or what they were building. I'm like,
I was wondering why Bart was on Snapchat. I mean,
yeah, I know. It's
65
so-
years old.
65 years old and on Snapchat. I mean, you see the gray hair here. Yeah.
So that there's a
it's kind of
10-year
impressive.
difference, right? Mid-40s, mid-30s, mid-teens.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah,
how old
that's
are you,
right.
Andrew?
24. What
Rob?
year is it?
How old are you, Rob?
37.
They don't let him out much.
45.
Is what.
45. I'm 51. How old are
Yeah.
you, Andy?
36.
36.
Yeah.
You're only 51.
Now, she was laughing when y'all said ages. I don't know why. I don't know if somebody's lying here or not, but she was laughing as she went by there. They're working her hard. She's sweating to death. Look at that. Bless her.
So
Can she have a break?
He's the son, he's the grandson.
This feels like a Sunday.
This is my big kid.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I didn't know you were my dad.
I actually don't operate an outfitter. It's an adult daycare. It's probably my favorite
Adult
job.
daycare.
You know, I actually can relate to that. This streaming stuff, it really feels like that when you got guys like this every day that you got to deal with.
I'm just there to protect them
Hey,
from
he
getting
likes-
hurt for their wives and make sure they go back home.
Yes,
likes to rag.
Miss
They still have
Tina,
clothes
you're
on.
welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Hey, he likes to rag me, but ask him who his most dependable staffer is.
He's actually done a good job there. I'll give him that. It's about the only thing he's done right. But all right, so you mentioned it a little bit there, but take me back to the very, 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 very beginning. Kind of detail exactly how that looked whenever this was a possibility. G&H in general was a possibility. Tell me kind of if you can go through that again.
Well, let's even go a little bit further.
Okay. Yeah.
So we've been talking for about 4 years. We're brainstorming all of our ideas because we both have a history in the hunting industry. I've done some production manufacturing before. He's been in this thing, and we all know what doesn't work about products that we don't like and what would work, but the problem is to manufacture it properly and affordably. And so we've been talking all these ideas on how to create our ideas. So we were in the middle of a discussion about creating something new. And that rigging company was talking about, that was a good friend of both of ours.
Yeah, Damon Haybear.
Hebert's Custom Rigs. He had a working agreement with G&H Decoys, a licensing agreement. So he was kind of in the loop. So when there was the potential for this to come on the market, we had him. He said, "Hey, the word is now's your opportunity." We're enough in the industry that we kind of knew that things were
Shaky.
things were going to happen.
Yep.
I want to be very careful. Like I don't want to knock the previous owners, the
Sure.
previous staff, because there were some great things going on. There were some circumstances. I am in no way bad mouthing anybody. But we knew that there were some issues that were having to be solved, and so
There was opportunity there.
As entrepreneurs, we're going, hey, I wonder if there's an opportunity.
Yep.
And then it opened up, and so then we started really talking about it.
We've spent many months. I believe our first conversation started back in November last year.
November. It was
that was
yeah.
the initial start that there was gas on the water.
I got the first phone call in January.
Yeah, and January we kind of started kicking around the idea that it was more of an option. By the end of February, we knew it was an idea. In March,
they filed bankruptcy February 20th. So
Okay.
at that point, we
You
thought,
guys knew pretty well.
okay. Now we it's all hypothetical to that point, and at that
Sure.
point, it was let's have a real conversation. I came up for a snow goose hunt during the conservation season, and we had a serious conversation then. And it was the questions he asked me was, can we do it? How would we do it? And we started at that point we hadn't seen anything, so it was just still brainstorming. But we started brainstorming at that point, like who would be our team? What's our concept? Like what's our idea of the market? What's our idea of staffing? And at that point we both said, we have jobs. We don't need another job.
Sure.
We
That
want
really complicates things.
we want to do something very special. And if it didn't change our lives, why take on?
Sure.
This is a massive company.
this
is a massive
way
history.
bigger than what we thought it was initially. And I'm not knocking the brand from previous to us. I didn't think it was as busy as it was. The people that the customer base is huge.
Massive. We haven't advertised a single thing for
Nationwide, I'm
sale.
assuming.
Yes,
And we
worldwide.
get calls
Worldwide.
and emails every day when we have not advertised that we have a product for sale yet, and we are selling decoys.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I think that speaks for itself there. Obviously, that's phenomenal.
it's a loyal base of customers.
So when do y'all expect to have everything up and rolling, running full crew?
we will never be 100% full because we anytime we get to a certain, whether it's 75, 80%, we haven't quite figured.
Yep.
We intend to expand. We intend to grow. We
love
never
it.
the 100% capacity is, as far as we're concerned, that's an impossible number.
Yeah.
Because we can grow.
Yeah, because then you're settling, and then
Yep.
Right.
And we're not just a decoy company. The decoys are our mainstay,
Okay.
but we are Five Rivers Plastic Manufacturing.
Okay.
We can produce multiple products for multiple companies.
You think y'all can produce a helmet big enough to fit his head?
We
sure.
can
I
we
think
can
that,
produce one as large as a truck
Little
bed.
Venom White there for you.
You think that
Massive mug.
LSU helmet
Yeah,
will
I
fit
like
on
it.
him?
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
You know, one of the reasons we were able to jump in and do this is the state of Arkansas, economic development through the state, through the county,
Sure.
and through Corning. The resources they provided, the network of professionals and consultants and service providers, and so we're confident that we can grow. We're confident that we have the labor force here. We're confident we have the suppliers here. We know that we can survive here in Corning.
I'm glad you mentioned that. How's the hiring process gone so far? Have you had quite a few people come out and want to jump on board?
Dude, I almost don't know how to do it without getting emotional. We had a hiring fair. Oh, thank you. And
counselor.
we printed up 100 applications. I figured we'd have 50 people come by.
Yeah.
We were going to start from 11 and go to 4.
Yeah.
And at 10:45, we ran out of our applications and
Before
had to
you
go
even
print
started.
more. Yeah, we
That's
gave out
awesome,
over
man.
300 applications.
Wow.
And we'd kind of I wanted to do something, so we went and we bought some gift cards from businesses around town. Just
Okay.
do a draft, a little drawing, just to give something.
That was
away.
great of you guys. That was awesome.
And all the companies said, well, we can come out there. And the taco truck came,
Snow cone truck.
the snow cone truck.
Oh yeah, good stuff.
phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah.
The mayor came out for a little while. First Horizons Bank came out. There was just a
Clay
ton of
County.
folks. Clay County Connect.
Connect and Electric. Yeah.
It was just a ton of folks, and it felt more like a community event rather than just
Sure.
taking applications.
Just
Y'all
take-
probably met one of our other staff members, Jeremy Woods.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was there. Got to play with
Him
him a
run
little
our
bit.
mouth together.
We
every
call
Friday night.
we call him Youth Medium. He's always got a shirt from the Baby Gap on, and yeah. No, I'm kidding. Love you, Jeremy. Love you. Bart told me to say that. Just throwing that out there.
So the biggest disappointment is that I can't hire everyone.
Sure.
I don't have
Yeah.
enough jobs for everyone.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome if you did.
I think
so awesome.
our hope is to get to that.
Well, I was just going to say, so that's my next question. Do you guys, have y'all visioned out far enough to have maybe a timeline of nothing's a guarantee. I'm not
Right.
saying that nothing's concrete, of an idea of when we're going to have this many employees, by this year. Do you kind of have
So
a time frame?
If you saw in the throughout all the press releases and all the, they're talking about 77 jobs, right?
Yeah.
So we committed to for our economic development incentives.
Okay.
We committed to a certain amount of job growth.
Okay.
And so it's based on how much of a tax break, how much of whatever we get is based off of
Sure.
job growth, right? So we planned out a yearly number of full-time employees, and so we've committed to up to 77 full-time job positions by the end of 2028.
Okay.
I fully intend to blow that out of the water, but that is a comfortable. When
No,
startup
It's a
projections.
great number. I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
It really is.
startup projections are conservative.
Yeah, we built
Sure.
our platform off of bare minimums.
Yeah.
So we couldn't.
If we coast for 5 years, can we make it? And the answer is yes.
I've always been under promise, over deliver. That's how I've always looked at
Right.
life and anything in sales of any
Right.
kind. So yeah, I
Right.
like that. I think that's awesome too. You have touched on it a little bit, all of y'all have, but overall, how has the community of Corning welcomed you guys in the surrounding areas?
Been pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean-
It really has. Whether it's guys helping us out, getting contractors to come help, or just meeting somebody that knows somebody to get something done.
Loaning equipment, loaning time.
Time.
Yeah.
Just
Bringing your truck to Oklahoma with a 40-foot trailer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these guys right here.
You sound upset about that.
Oh, I
You
had
got
a
a
good
day off
time.
of work,
I had
man.
a good time,
This
man.
guy never works, by the way. Just throwing it out there.
I was working yesterday, wasn't
I don't know about that.
He's like, I can't vouch for that.
I came up there to get diesel, and you talked to us for 45 minutes.
I? so full of it.
So what you're saying is two of a kind.
That's right. That's right. So he's y'all's Bart. I'm getting it now. I'm starting to understand now. Andrew is y'all's Bart. I got it. So it has been a good welcoming then for you guys.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Just between the people, the community, the gas stations, the police department, coming and checking in. Hey, you guys supposed to be in the parking lot? Those are the things that give us great confidence, and I 100% respect everybody that looks out for us. We were a little nervous. We've got a few more items than we'd like out front yet that trying to make space for inside.
Yeah.
Nothing's walked off. I honestly expected a pile of it to disappear. Just in general.
Just in general,
No way. This is crime-free corning.
That's right, baby. That's right.
But I mean, we're used to places that in Oklahoma where we moved all this from. You couldn't do that.
Yeah.
You couldn't leave a pile of metal panels sitting outside. Somebody think, they're scrap.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know until I talked to him that day in Oklahoma. I thought y'all had already owned this and were just moving it here. I had no clue that y'all purchased it.
It was a foreclosure auction purchase. That's the tough thing to explain to our customer. That
why am I waiting on a product?
We're new. We're still learning the process.
Yeah.
I think we've done a great step in getting to where we're at. I think we've come a long way. We've learned the entire paint process to match the existing paint process. I think the little updates that we've done on a few items have made some leaps and bounds changes to them. The plastic manufacturing process, we're getting it all pinpointed. We're getting it dialed in so we can be the exact same of the previous company.
We hired 7 painters. Don't tell them, but they're at least a week ahead of what I expected them to be.
Yeah.
I know.
Don't let them know that though. Yeah.
Hey, you had to let me and him come over here and paint a decoy.
They have,
he doesn't either.
They have picked it up so fast. They're recognizing mistakes when they make them, which I expect them in the beginning. This is difficult.
Well, sure, it's all new. Yeah.
Pardon me. We knew we weren't going to hire anybody with experience because nobody does this.
Right.
This is special to us, right?
Yeah.
So we knew we were going to hire people and train them from scratch, and I expected to throw everything away that they touched for 2 weeks, and that's not the case. They are making production quality product already.
And everything's hand-painted.
Hand painted.
And that's awesome.
They
Are
love
most
it.
of them
And they're
women?
excited. No.
No?
It's
Honestly, I think women would be good at stuff like that.
they
They
are.
are.
Very
They're good at everything.
Yeah.
Bart.
They are very
I know
good.
that, but you know what I'm saying. There's
No,
just some things that women are better than men at.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's true.
Very true.
They're
Tina?
they're very detailed, meticulous, organized, but a good mix. Okay, so our process there's positions where everybody's different, better at some things than another,
Sure.
right?
Strong suits.
So we have it's an assembly line. Everybody has their point in the process, and so we have a good mix of people that naturally fell into position. It's like the perfect team. We got it right the first time.
It doesn't
Yeah.
happen
It
very
doesn't
often.
happen.
Him, man.
It's all Andrew, baby.
Yeah.
So but for real, you guys took a dive. Y'all dove head first into this, and it sounds like everything has actually went beyond expectations. That's got to give you confidence moving forward.
We are. We're ahead of schedule, but we're behind scale.
Right.
Because our customers deserve the
Right.
company that's been around since 1934.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
And
But the process, the legal, obviously.
They have been very understanding. We tell
That's
them the
good.
story, and the customers know G&H. They love G&H. They're loyal to G&H, and they're just happy that we're still here, and they're patient.
Yeah.
But our intent is to be honest. We don't promise
Sure.
something we can't fill. We let them know we are in production. We're not on a 2 to 4 day turnaround. It's a turn.
Sure.
We might have to make your decoys first.
Yeah.
It could be a couple of weeks.
Do y'all have here that y'all are actually having to paint?
right now we're sitting a little over 2,000 dozen. It's probably closer to
4.
yeah.
We've painted some and shipped some out, so we're
We've
still
got a-
there, but we're getting some done.
Yeah.
I love the Made in USA theme of this too,
Absolutely.
just because it seems like that's a thing of the past. I think these microphones are made in China or something. I don't know, but that hoodie's probably made in China. It just seems like nothing is made, you know what I mean? All joking aside, for
This
like,
one was made in Bangladesh.
okay, there you go. So
Where-
that poor little
country's that?
kid. Where's that on the map? Yeah.
I don't include.
So, anyways, but I love that. But I mean, obviously, I'm assuming there's cheaper wages over. There's different laws. I mean, have y'all ever thought about that? Has that crossed your mind?
Not a question.
It's not. You cannot get the quality from overseas that you're getting here.
And if we allowed the secret processes to go to China, it would be in China,
Yeah.
and they would
Who wants
it
a
would
Chinese
destroy the
decoy?
industry.
I mean, really.
Well, you know what? 30% of our customer base that I've received calls on are buying either replacement heads or just adding
Yeah.
back to their flock.
Yeah.
But their original spread is from 1960s, 1970s, 1980s.
30,
Wow.
40 40-year-old decoys, and they're hunting
That's
the
some
same
outdated.
still hunting
decoys.
them.
Yeah, outdated.
Or their
stuff.
dad's
Yeah.
decoys that they inherited, or their grandfather's
Sure,
decoys that
yeah.
they inherited.
Yeah.
Nobody else can say that. This is a generational decoy. We say decoys for life for a reason.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I
Unless
love
they
hearing
get
it.
shot.
Yeah, but that's the only reason I haven't started making foam-filled decoys is because
These actually over here are bulletproof, believe it or not. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
what?
Let's don't, I don't,
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. Yeah, shoot your decoys. We'll sell you more. It's
That's
fine.
right. Yeah, marketing. I like it.
We took the decoys off the billboard sign in Henrietta, Oklahoma. They've been out there approximately 11 years. You can put them side by side with the decoy from inside the factory that just came off the paint line, and the paint looks brand new.
That's awesome.
Yep. A little bit of algae growth on the bottom of them.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah,
where the
yeah.
sun's
Over
not
in there,
shining,
yeah.
And a
Yeah.
little bit of calcification. But
We even
They-
tested them. We thought maybe, the plastic's brittle. It's been outside
Sure,
for 11
yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Well, when so I
Did you just take it and hit someone over?
look, when we were unpacking and loading up in Oklahoma, like it was just like we're some rednecks. I mean, we just get it. So he basically standing on top of a broomstick, balancing act, trying to cut the wire, holding it up on top of the billboard. I mean, it's already sketchy.
It was
right?
sketchy.
And so I'm on the bottom trying to catch it, and the sun's in my eyes, and there's wasps
Landscaping
flying all
style.
around us. So he cuts it loose, and that thing falls from like 20 feet and hits a big boulder. And I went, oh, here we go. And I picked it up and couldn't.
Wasn't it
That's
nice?
awesome.
There's no scratch. There's no
That is awesome.
scrape. There's no.
Sounds
I
like
mean-
your head, Andy.
That's right, baby.
So it was kind of things like that during the packet process. We kept going. I think we made a
Wow.
good decision.
Yeah.
I think this is okay. Like this, okay.
Confidence level going up higher and higher. Yeah.
the,
Oh, yeah.
the paint is the most durable paint on the market. Bar none, there's not another decoy on the market that has the durability of paint or the durability of plastic from start to finish.
Right.
A lot of people say our decoys look old. You know what our decoys aren't, though? They're not old because they never age.
Yeah.
They also don't shine.
They don't look old to me.
They don't look old to me.
Yeah.
I mean, you could sit there and spike that thing on the ground right now, and the paint's going to look the same.
I think I could probably paint the eyes.
It's,
You ever
yeah.
need somebody to paint the
He
eyes?
couldn't.
Well, and so there was a
He'd be eating the crayons. We can't have that.
there was a new paint scheme adapted in 2023. The previous owners did. They actually did a lot of time and effort to update paint schemes.
Yep.
And it was a huge improvement.
Yeah.
Gave us a platform to work from that put us in a much better place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will make some very small adjustments to the paint. I come from a history of decoy manufacturing and painting. He comes from a long history. Both of these from a long history of guiding, hunting on a daily basis under
Yeah.
extreme circumstances. And
Sure.
and it's not just buddy hunting. You're trying to put on a show to your customers. You have to
Yes.
look good. You have
Yeah.
to look right. You have to
Yeah.
have the best. Because if the birds aren't there, they need to know that you tried.
Yeah.
They paid for an opportunity, and if you
Yeah.
don't, if you're not doing the best you can to provide the best opportunity, it allows an opportunity for a customer to be unhappy. So he knows what it takes. Both of these guys know what it takes to provide the greatest opportunity. And so we believe in it. It's not so. The trend now is with other decoy companies is typically to try to provide a decoy that when you pick it up, it looks lifelike. It looks like a real duck. It's that aesthetically. It's designed for curb appeal, for
Sure.
selling it off the shelf, right?
That first impression.
where we believe that the decoy should be made to produce. It's designed to do its job. And so we highlight some things. We know it's science. We know how ducks see, what colors they're capable of seeing, what stands out to them, right? So there's certain things on a decoy that we can highlight that makes it more productive, that makes it more efficient, that makes it do its job. So we're going to make some small adjustments there. We're training painters, so we are taking a product at a time. We're learning a product at a time. We're learning a thing at a time.
Sure.
We're not trying to do all of our whole production line and make changes right off the bat. We're going to scale into it, but we're going to take the platform that was already improved. We're going to make it a little bit better. We are going to totally change a couple of things that will. And we believe
we're speckle belly snobs. So we can cut right to the chase.
All right, we think that our speckle belly decoys are. Man, I don't want to say this out loud and on the media, but
go ahead.
No, man, it's full send.
We think, as far as the way they look, we think they're junk. I'm not a somebody, but I once made, in my mind, the best looking speckle belly decoy in the world. And we're going to bring that to G&H Decoys.
I like that.
We are going to do that.
I like the honesty there.
And we are going to, I think, totally change the market when it comes to spec decoys. Because good enough isn't good enough. We want to make the best. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna if we're gonna change it.
Sure.
We're not going to just kind of halfway change
half-hearted,
it. We're going to do it.
Yeah. All gas, no brakes. I like it.
And we're gonna take the steps with the Canada Goose line and the Snow Goose line, and update them for the modern hunter. Doing a new motion cone system, new staking system to expedite your time of field.
Weight, space, time matter.
We're
all the fine details.
Yeah, I'm looking at our product line from an outfitter standpoint and as a consumer standpoint. That some days I want 15 more minutes of sleep. If I can build a decoy that allows me to set up 15 minutes faster, that's what we're going to create.
I mean, me and Rob both know we've been in the field multiple times with full bodies and trying to get them on stakes and pitch black, your headlamp die, and next thing you know, you're just cussing each other and throwing stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
sounds like you. I'm gonna video him one of these days throwing his temper tantrums, and then let y'all see it. Because he does.
Man, but you want it right. You want it perfect, and you have a pride with that.
Well, that's like the first time Rob took me snow goose hunting. We probably set out 4,000 full bodies and shot 4 birds. And ever since then, I have said, I don't care about snow geese. You can go shoot them.
He didn't come back the next day.
Yeah, he didn't.
Shot 140.
Yeah.
All right, so I got to know. So obviously here in Corning, everyone loves their Corning Bobcats. They love their black and gold. Would there be a way we could customize maybe a Corning Bobcat looking decoy?
We got the helmet. We could paint it. We got the helmet.
Just throwing it out. I think it would sell at least locally.
Okay,
obviously.
so you saw the pig hat?
Yeah, the hog. I love it.
We have a tiger hat too that could easily be a bobcat.
Let me say something real quick.
I just threw it in my mouth.
To him,
nobody's perfect though.
I've never been duck hunting before.
If you don't want a bobcat hat, we won't do a bobcat.
No, we definitely want the bobcat.
The reason for decoys is to make the ducks think that they're real birds.
That's right.
They're not going to fly down to a bobcat painted.
Nobody cares about that. They just want it on their man cave, man. We love that stuff. In the state of Arkansas, seriously, if you just slap a hog on it somewhere, Razorback sticker, and throw up about $25, you'll sell it. I mean, that's just
absolutely.
So, I did one for an alumni fundraising thing for McNeese State University.
Yep.
Now I didn't try to make it look like a cowboy. It was the cowboy colors. It had their logo on it. It had the MSU alumni stamped on. It was themed, but yes, it can be done.
Okay,
anything can be done.
Awesome. Just
we have painters in there that are just like they're just dying to be creative.
Creative,
yeah. They love it.
I'm a peacock. You got to let me fly, is what they're saying back there.
Hey, I got one favor to ask y'all.
Oh Lord,
can y'all get the Pizza Hut back up and running, please?
Hey, actually, that's a good question. So, okay, and I told Andrew this earlier, and both of you guys, if there's a question we ask, just say, hey, pass, or next question. But I'm curious, so did y'all buy the building? Are y'all renting the building and the land? And do y'all own the Pizza Hut as well?
We do not own the Pizza Hut.
Okay.
Okay. Don't own the Pizza Hut. We're on a 5-year lease to own
Okay.
on the building.
So the grounds and the building, or just the building?
Yes.
Okay.
Grounds in the building.
Okay.
Yeah. So everything you see here from the gravel yard next door to the tree line,
Okay.
but not that the grass lot. So the
There's a
parking
little
lot,
grass-
the parking
yeah.
lot is the property line. So
Okay.
we do not own the grass past the
Right.
parking
Okay.
lot.
Yep. And the concrete parking lot is part of the Pizza Hut
Okay.
up front. So
And you can see there's a
Yeah, you can tell.
change. Yeah.
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 Awesome. Okay. I was curious about that. Obviously, I know I came in and I seen some signs on that building over there. So,
Yeah.
how's the relationship so far with the mayor here, Greg Arndt, so far?
Greg's great.
He's part of the reason we're here.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
The community and the city council and everybody's been super duper. We're just normal people.
I think people can tell if they watch this back. I definitely think they can realize that.
Yeah.
Our conversations before we went live was
Those goofuses.
Yeah, we're like they're no different than us.
that's right.
We're just rednecks chasing a dream, except for we've built a plan that's going to facilitate. Everything's in line to be in full motion.
Yeah.
We haven't, no anchor chains attached. It's full steam ahead. We're going to make it through this process, and we're going to expand. We're going to keep G&H Decoys here in the United States for as long as we're in business.
It's
I
a
love that.
special.
Yeah.
It's a special brand. 1934, 90 years this year.
That's
Not
phenomenal.
just the oldest decoy company, but a trendsetter, and not just in decoy manufacturing, but in the hunting product manufacturing industry. They set the trends. They were part of legislation. I mean, there's so much history in this name. We're going to show some of that when we finally get around to getting our showroom floor built. We're going to have a little display showing some of that history. But this thing is too big to not give it its respect, to give it its
Yeah,
due.
absolutely.
I mean, it's
That's-
important.
That was one of the pushing points. The purchase price went a little higher than what I was after. There was some nerve-wracking days. It was 3 rough days. We knew it was going to take a lot of money to get everything going. We had a good team together to get it done, but I'm still just an average guy. You start making those 6 and 7. That second little slot, it made
It's
me a
like,
little nervous. Yeah.
Take 3 steps back to take 5 steps forward. Though.
Yep.
That's-
And when you're in the bidding process, you go, please stop, please stop, please stop,
Yeah.
please stop.
So how many people?
Please
other
stop,
people
please
were
stop,
bidding
please.
on this company?
It was between me and one other guy.
Okay.
And he waited until 15 minutes before the final day of the 30-day period.
Yep.
And so we were starting to mix our drinks, and then it was like,
you can see the finish line. Like,
It was very nerve-wracking. I don't think I talked to anybody other than these two for those
it's like
3
we
days.
just locked the doors and turned off the phone.
Yeah.
and-
yeah.
You could hear Rob shaking through the phone.
I mean, I had hundreds of, maybe even thousands of hours built into this before the auction
Big
even
commitment.
started.
We started in February, and it was, I mean, we built a plan
I had a full business plan. Ready.
counting pennies, like
Yep.
our projections were counting pennies. And, we finally got the opportunity to go to Oklahoma and look at the assets. We had 2 hours to look at the assets, and we walked into this 100,000 square foot building, and we went,
That place is huge.
we didn't have time to look. We literally walked with our phones going click, 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 and then
Yeah,
spent the next 3 weeks going through
Reviewing
pictures
everything.
trying to catalog
Yeah.
it. And
So
it
let
was,
me ask you a question. If the other company that was bidding on it would have bought it, would they have stayed there or?
It's hard to say, but from everything we communicated with the other bidding company, it was their goal was to keep the molds and scrap the company, and that's what really didn't sit well with me in the bidding was
the other people were going to try to buy it cheap and flip it,
Yeah.
sell it to China.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, we're
Yeah.
glad y'all got it.
that I wasn't. That was
Our intent is not to flip it.
Yeah.
We didn't go through all this stress just to hand it off.
Yeah.
We want to do.
You want to see it through.
with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to the industry that can be changed through what we do. I get to live it for at least 130 days a year. 130 days of field, I am living and breathing duck hunting or waterfowl hunting, and there's lots of things that I want to put into motion, and this gives us the ability to do it. And we're building off the durability, the strongest paint, the strongest plastic.
Sure.
We want to educate the consumer because they have been educated that flashy is what makes it valuable.
Yeah.
And it's not just because it's looks like a picture of a bird on the shelf doesn't mean it's going to work. If it shines, it's not going to work.
Sure.
If it fades, it's not going to work. If dirt sticks to it, you can't wipe the dirt off, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
If the paint peels off, it's not going to work.
Looks good in the catalog, but out in the real world, it doesn't.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you're paying the same amount of money and you have to do it every year because your decoys don't last, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We need
Makes
to
sense.
in all of our everything we do in our life, we need to be considering as a consumer. Am I willing to pay a little bit more and never have to buy it again?
Sure.
We
a no-brainer.
we are what's the term when you as a consumers we buy and throw things away. We buy and throw things
Sure.
away. We're not investing in quality anymore. We've been taught that China makes it fast enough and cheap enough, we'll just buy another one. That was never the American way.
No, that was never the dream by any means.
And if I could go back in time to when I started Leg Iron and Coffee Creek before that, if I could have all the money back that I've spent in decoys,
We could have bought this company 3 times over.
at least. On average, we're spending between $50,000 and $100,000 a year on decoys.
Wow.
So on average, what does a box of decoys cost?
$230 for a dozen of the duck, and that's pretty standard. The Super Magnums are a little bit bigger,
Yep.
teal are a little bit smaller, geese are more, but on average $230.
And forgive our ignorance because you can tell we really game plan this. We've sent 2 guys that have no idea what they're talking about duck hunting stuff. But okay, so the consumer when they start to try to buy these, do they go online? Is it something that they can buy maybe here locally somewhere, or do they?
So
how does that work?
The website's live. It's been up
Okay.
and running. GHDecoys.com.
Okay.
And our full line of available products are on the website. We do take orders by phone, through email, through Facebook messages.
Okay.
We get plenty of those on a daily basis. We're not afraid of those either. It's very easy if you go to the website and click your button and we get the order and fill
Right.
it.
Sure.
Just
yeah,
because it
yeah.
takes less time for us to put it together.
Well,
but
yeah.
we also love building the relationships with the customers. So, a personal point of contact is fine. We will have a storefront. We have to build it.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's something that's exciting to us too. Like we want in Oklahoma, they had a storefront and people would drive hours while we were there tearing stuff down. They'd come and say, "Y'all open?" Well, no, man. I just drove 4 hours to come buy some decoys. Like it was a tourist point. It was.
Gotcha.
I remember driving by it, going to Kansas to hunt, and going, "Oh, it's G&H Decoys."
Yeah.
I mean, it
stood out. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So we're going to have a storefront. We're going to sell our products out of the storefront. We're going to have our little museum. We're going to show off what we're doing. We intend to carry some other products as well, and it's going to build over time. We have to build.
Well,
those
sure,
things.
it's a process. Yeah.
Some specialty products. We have some good relationships in the hunting industry. So
We
we're
have
gonna
partner brands as well.
Yeah.
That, we'll be able to carry some apparel lines of multiple companies. We'll also be able to carry some other gear and other decoys that are produced, some motion decoys.
and maybe some basics, hand warmers and stuff.
Sure,
when guys
yeah,
come up
yeah,
and hunt,
yeah.
forget something. But
Yeah.
So can we talk about who some of y'all's major retailers may be that you're pretty certain that you'll have?
We worked previously with Rogers Sporting Goods, Max Prayer Wings,
Yeah,
Bass
yeah.
Pro, Shields, and hundreds of mom and pop stores. There's 198 mom and pop stores that do business with us.
Wow.
That's awesome.
and they're
That's
everyone that
phenomenal.
we've talked to is willing to
Yeah,
willing to continue that.
And we have several that have reached out to us. And it's just, we've
Walmart. We all have them at Walmart.
we've been approached for boxing and sizing, but I'm not 100% sure that we're ready to scale to that.
Right.
I want to meet our consumer that has been tried and true with us
Right.
for a while.
Sure. Totally understandable.
As soon as we can meet those goals and those expectations,
Then maybe,
yeah.
And this diplomatically going to say this, there's a certain image and reputation that we want to carry. That we are. I mean, we're strategic about who we are, and so we are strategic about who sells our product for us.
Absolutely.
And so we are as we scale up, we are being very intentional about who gets to carry it first.
That makes sense.
It's not just about getting money
volume
for
and
everybody.
it's no, that totally makes sense.
If we don't have enough for everybody,
Yeah.
we're going to be strategic.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like this is so great for Corning. So, for one, we talk about this building and what it used to be. Obviously, before, and of course, this was way before my time, but before Walmart came around here, we did have a lot of, from my understanding, a lot of mom and pop stores around here. Walmart comes in and slowly, one by one, a lot of those go away. Well, since Walmart has left, I've started seeing that back in our community. That's starting to happen. We just passed a millage for a brand new high school with the new gymnasium, all that. I see that happening. I-57 is coming eventually, which a lot of people think it'll hurt, but I think it'll actually benefit us in the long run.
It's going to be huge.
It will.
It's going to be
Yeah.
huge.
Any stop along that highway is going to add people to your community.
You already have the traffic
Yep.
on.
Yeah.
on
Oh my God,
Yeah.
dude.
yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and
Traffic is horrible in Corning.
Right.
we all have to step back sometimes, though. It's the good, bad, and the ugly.
Sure.
Yeah. Anything good has some negative effects.
Two sides to everything.
Yep. So you're going to get some travelers that aren't always welcome, but you're also going to get some great people that see what we saw. We
Yeah.
see good people, a good community, and hardworking Americans sitting here that are ready
Yeah.
to help out.
Yeah.
And
If two businesses open because of the interstate and bring another 15 jobs to town, I mean, that's a good thing.
That's
Yep.
huge. Yeah, that's
And-
huge. And that's something you get. I know when we first started growing Corning together, we were reaching out to businesses for these open infrastructure places such as this. And that was one of the first questions they'd ask is, how close are you to an interstate? And at that time, it's like, well, 55 over 40. Well, we're really not,
Right.
And that was one of the things that it always kind of shocked me. I didn't never realize that was a thing, but I guess it is.
we get about as much traffic as the interstate on city.
Yeah, that's right. That's definitely true for sure.
Traffic here is like Jonesboro used to be, and now Jonesboro is worse than Memphis.
Yep.
Yeah, that is bad for sure. Seeing something like a community when they vote, obviously, to pass this millage for a new school and investing in the future of the kids and the community, is that something that's pretty big to you guys?
That's part of why we're here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's
Right.
got kids. I've got young kids. Andrew's got young ones. We look at it for all the people here. One of the big things that we've heard and we've talked about over the years and previous to buying G&H was that all the kids are leaving the community because there's not a lot of jobs left. They're going off to the big cities after college. They're not coming back. That's tough. It's
Yeah.
really hard on a town. We're hoping we can supply some opportunities to keep some people here, keep some people in the community, we're trying to scale as much as we can. We're learning about the business. We're starting off small. We're scaling up. Our hire on is not our stay.
Right. We've already started conversations with other companies in the area that we're gonna partner with and team up with. We'll take some of their work. They'll take some of our work.
Oh, wow.
We're gonna
Okay.
work. We're gonna work together.
Right.
That's interesting.
We've
Okay.
partnered with the Black River Community College.
Awesome.
They're going to work with us on training, and we're going to work with them on opportunities for training.
Sure.
We're going to work with them on building curriculums at the schools. They can, for this
For this kind of
work,
stuff, yeah.
Our intent is to build a livelihood here for as many people as we can. And there's other companies, there's other people, there's other entities that want to do the same thing, and so we're working together to do that. I'm moving my family from Southwest Louisiana, and we already talked about what that is.
I know, yeah.
Right. Well, and we're leaving family. We're leaving real coffee, real sausage, real food to come up here.
Andy?
I've already got a supply line, though.
I'm rolling my sleeves up. There's 3 of them, though, Bart. I don't know.
He don't count.
And they're from Alabama.
He can be the referee.
Brent's
you
gonna
know-
walk into Tim Box tomorrow and get the crap beat out of him by some local.
No. Hey, I'll tell them where they can start ordering sausage from, and I'll be good.
love
And I'm not
boudin,
talking
by the way.
breakfast sausage.
I love boudin.
Okay, Boudin. Okay,
right.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
I watched Brent cry at the Walmart in Pocahontas about 2 weeks ago when he wanted to cook sausage and cabbage.
Yeah.
And he walked over to the sausage cabinet, and he was like, well, they don't have the sausage we have in Louisiana.
Really hit you hard, didn't it?
He started crying.
I did.
It's hard to make
Yeah.
gumbo.
Without
I
sausage.
mean, we've got the Polish sausage. It's not
it's
the same.
not.
It's not the
But
same.
y'all
It's
are
not
good cooks, aren't
sausage.
you? Probably not him, but y'all too.
No, what did you say that for? What does that mean?
Oh, no.
He does all right, too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Does all
great.
right, too.
Great.
I've got your back,
macaroni.
Andrew.
Yeah.
Mainly burns the water.
Yeah, right.
I bet he'd burn a bowl of cereal.
Not as bad as Cooper with the ramen noodles.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll say this. It sounds like you guys not only came in here to keep this company obviously going, to keep something made in America, to do something that you love, but it sounds like you came here and you're making the surrounding area and our community better in general. You got all these ideas with the college and the different. I think that's awesome, man. I think that speaks volumes to something that's, and we needed that injected into us. We needed that energy. We needed that. We needed something like you guys. Honestly, we really did.
This is our home now, too.
Yeah. And excuse our construction. It's going to take us a minute to get everything.
Oh, that's fine.
I thought it looked pretty good in here, man.
And y'all,
They're playing American Gladiators over there or something. I don't know.
if
All y'all
y'all,
needs a Bruce Springsteen poster on the wall.
if y'all only knew what it took to move out of the old facility,
Oh, man.
when we finally got everybody here, like the level of exhaustion was just unimaginable.
I still don't think I've caught
No,
up.
so
Hey, I met them over there. They were. You could tell
I
they
mean,
were
Bart,
tough.
if it wouldn't have been for Mason, I think we probably still wouldn't have got
No.
everything out of there.
Yeah.
no,
I
there's
mean-
no way.
y'all
No.
need to throw him some bones in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to help us with some trucking, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Now, from a community, obviously, we have a lot of different entities that want to make the community better. I know we've got a nonprofit, Growing Corning Together. Is there something, or is there some things now or down the road that maybe we can do to help you guys out? Is there something there that we might be able to pay back the favor a little bit?
So the first thing that jumps to my mind is we want to. We don't just want to make decoys and sell decoys to make money. Like, we want to improve the hunting industry. We want to improve opportunities for hunters,
And that's
hunters
what's
in
gonna-
general.
That's what's going to make your money right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's fun.
Sure.
So one way we want to do that is, I'm sure you've heard of Worlds down in Stuttgart. I mean, it's a big
Stuttgart's
deal.
huge.
And
It's
they
a
bring
big,
this
big deal.
big the wings
Yeah.
over the ferry press.
Even we know
festival,
that.
the
Yeah,
ferry
that's a
fe-
huge.
yeah. And
We have the perfect setup for
we
it
have
here.
the perfect setup. We have the park across the
Really?
street. We have this massive parking lot. Why can't Corning do that?
I like that.
That's our intent.
like
We've started
that.
those conversations. We've started brainstorming how to do that, and that means that Corning has to be behind it. They have to be
100%,
willing
yeah.
to host it.
Sure.
But we feel like we can bring some tens of thousands of people here for a weekend with who knows how much money. I know at there's other brands that host big festivals, and there's millions of dollars that get spent in a community over a weekend.
That's massive.
It would be good for us, obviously. It would
Well,
be
sure.
Good for
Well,
us.
no, sure, but for the community, that's huge. Anytime you can get that many people
Right.
into our community, that's big.
We have a great venue here for the outdoor industry as a whole. Not just waterfowl, the outdoor industry.
Right. Deer, turkey,
Yeah.
sportings, camping. I mean, this is a venue that could be the outdoor sports person's weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Louisiana,
I
they call Louisiana the sportsman's paradise. You have it here. We're not going to give away the secrets to everything that's around here.
Yeah.
But the Northeast Arkansas, Central Arkansas, Southwest or Southeast Arkansas, the habitat here is absolutely phenomenal. It's the reason.
Let me just say this loud and clear. Hey, everyone, the hunting here's terrible.
That's-
Stay where you are. Come buy decoys and go home.
It's awful, yeah. Then go elsewhere, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's something we need to build upon. And obviously, I don't think that we've ever really done that in the way we should. In some of those ideas, I love that. I think that would be great. And I promise you the town will back 100% on something like that and help out in any way they can.
And I know, as an outdoorsman, we've got to keep our secret secret. Social media is really harsh in what it's done for the industry, but it's also helped the industry. We forget as outdoorsmen that every day we're losing more outdoorsmen than we are gaining. That's really tough. When I said it earlier about all the kids from the community, as they go off to college, they don't come back.
It's the same with the hunting industry.
It's the same with the hunting industry.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
Access is difficult. We're losing access. In general, parents are busy and running crazy, and kids are involved in.
Oh yeah. So many distractions now.
Yep.
And hunt. We're losing kids to hunting. And one of the things we've talked about in all this is like we want to make money, right? Obviously, we want to make money.
Yeah.
I mean,
But we
got a
want
family to take care of.
But we want to make money so that we can start actually legitimately with a purpose being involved in true conservation, waterfowl conservation that makes a difference on a large scale. I mean, we do what we can with what we have.
Yep.
Sure.
But we want to do it on a large scale. And a big part of that is being able to provide opportunities for new hunters to learn the sport.
Yeah.
For kids, for parents to bring their kids.
Yeah.
To teach people. I mean, that's big.
I do several donations a year, and it's time. I'm a normal guy. I don't have. I mean, we do probably 35 donations a year between either giving away hunts, giving away time, giving away space at the camp, and stuff to getting youth in the outdoors, disabled, the veterans.
You did the
that's awesome.
Really cool thing during teal season. A group of ladies come from all over the state, and that's I forget the name of it, but they actually do this basically a boot camp training weekend, and they teach people who haven't hunted before how to clean a gun, how to shoot.
That's
a gun,
what we
how to
need.
hunt.
Do it, Andy.
Let's make it happen, man.
It was super cool. He provided the opportunity, the location, the guide. It's,
And those are all things. I previously worked with the Haydell Foundation. I actually, when I was 11 years old, started in the outdoor industry with youth in the outdoors with Bill and Cami Cooper out of Rowell, Missouri, just up the road. That's how I got in. I've always ran my outfitter, 15 and under. You hunt free. Kids 18 and under, as long as you're with your dad, your mom, you come either 50% off or free, just depending on the situation. I take people's situations into account. A couple years ago, I had a mom call me. She had everything signed, lined up, dates picked out, and everything. 17-year-old kid, and she called me back one day, and she's like, I can't make the commitment to it. I can't get everything together, and it just made. I'll do it. Just go.
Yeah.
Just go.
Yeah. Just get up here.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can't make those memories. You can't recreate them.
Exactly. Yeah.
She was a non-hunter, but it was his dream to be able to get a field.
That's something he'll never forget. So.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think she had more fun than he did.
right.
Being able to be out there. We all froze our butts off that morning, but they created memories that day, watching the sunrise. She's clicking away on her phone, but I don't. I'm a person. I have feelings. I'm gonna do what I can within reason.
Somebody did it for us.
Yeah.
There you go. That's how I've always looked at it too. Yeah.
Right.
Pay them back.
Right.
And that keeps the next generation coming. That's the person who purchases my decoys in 10 years.
Right.
Is, the future generation.
Yeah. Well, from everything I've gathered here, it feels like this is like a perfect fit, man. It feels like
it is.
It feels like you guys made. I'm not just saying this because you're in front of me. It sounds like you guys made the right decision. It sounds like that dream, that hope, that risk
Right.
It sounds like it was worth it. I mean, it seems like a perfect fit, this area and the people and you guys.
We started off saying, "Oh man, we're lucky. Something something would fall into place. Oh man, we're lucky. Oh man, so many large things started falling into place. People driving by, walking in. This is a funny story, but I was driving by on my way home, and I supply your boxes. And we bought this in bankruptcy, so we didn't get all the information. We're still trying to, stuff like that. Well, it quit being luck. It's not luck.
Yeah.
Like this was
destiny.
The fit. This was it. This was what we had been waiting for.
This is where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
We've met two of the previous suppliers have drove by the front of our building out here.
What are the chances of that?
Yeah. Y'all, it makes it fun. It makes it whenever we're, and trust me, we've been exhausted. When we're exhausted,
I'm hoping recovery day comes soon. But
there hasn't been a day where we didn't want to wake up and do it again.
That's the key.
And we've got dedication to our team. I mean, none of it. We've all had that day, that morning, the couple hours that we've taken me moments.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
right.
As a team whole, we all have daily tasks that we have to complete for the business, for our other companies, for our families.
And we have families that need our time too.
Absolutely. We understand that. Yeah.
It's the pushing factor that keeps us going every day. And I know, I hope one day we can all take a day together and be able to take that break. But
it's a little ways out.
We've been together for 3 months.
Don't holler at us when you do. We'll tag along. No cameras, no microphones.
We've been together for about 3 months, almost every day, in some terrible environment, dirty, hot, high stress.
Yeah.
A lot of 14, 16, 17-hour days. I mean, when trucks show up, they got to get loaded. When trucks show up, they got to get unloaded. We're just going and going and going and going and going. And when we get off, we all go back.
Yeah.
We're all staying at Rob's Lodge. We don't have homes yet here. We just came and jumped to work.
Yeah.
We all go back and we cook our supper together. We eat our supper together. And we haven't killed each other.
Yeah,
yet.
I was like, you don't hate each other because I spend a lot less time with him, and there's days I really do. I want to put him in a headlock.
This is a
Why don't
good
you try?
I'm about
team.
to, baby. Keep talking.
We have a good team. This is fun. And just because we have it's customers doesn't mean that like we consider them part of us. Yeah. Like we're not just a producer and a consumer. Like we want this to be a community. We want to hear their stories. We want to talk to them. We want to know when their grandfather gave them their decoys and how that story went and what they do with them now. Yeah. That's part of it.
Hey, back to the paint. Do y'all put a coating on after you paint it, or once it's painted, it's done?
You get a decoy that is perfect, and that's all you need to know.
There you go. That's all. We're not divulging these secrets here.
Yeah.
Bart was over there videotaping the whole thing.
I will say, we were just talking a minute ago about that wind down time. We're working each day, and we're getting off, and we're going and working in the gym. So, Leg Iron Outfitters, his outfit over in Biggers, he's got the old high school is his.
Oh,
lodge.
okay. Nice.
So,
yeah.
Well,
so
you can't
across
shoot
the
hoops
street.
no more.
Really?
Well, kind of on one end.
we got half court rocking.
So the old gym.
Yeah.
He took the old bleachers down and used the old bleacher wood to build rooms down the side.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, it was just lacking everything he wanted to do with it, so we started building the bar in the middle of it.
He sent me a picture of it last night.
And it's massive. We are building a massive environment to entertain.
That's awesome.
I mean, and it's going to be awesome. So when it's done, we're going to sit down at the bar and just chill.
And chill for
live
once.
stream it.
I don't think that's what we want to live stream.
Andy, come down here, we'll live stream.
I don't think that's the one you want to live stream.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be pretty awesome.
It's going to be the 5R bar. Little,
I like it.
With the little sports bar, we're going to have the game on the TV.
There we go.
That's awesome, man. It really is.
And it's going to be our little thing, And
that's a good idea.
We're going to, that's kind of our light at the end of the tunnel. Hey, we're gonna rock and roll and build this thing, and then we're going to celebrate.
Yeah.
and then we'll go back to work the next day.
Well,
And that task is a little less stressful than this one was. So that's
It's actually it's letting the creative juices out.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
it's the fun.
Let you wind down in the evening.
yeah.
We spent a
Will you
couple
have
hours in
Diet
the
Coke? I
evening.
don't drink. We have Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, we're good.
There we go.
We're
And
pretty
milk.
well stocked.
And milk.
out there.
I'm big on whole milk,
40
dude.
gallons of milk
Yeah, you
a
guys
week.
can make fun of me. It's okay. But
I know. I drink milk.
yeah, I love it,
Get
dude.
that baby some milk.
That's exactly. They always give me a heck about it. I get judged at every restaurant.
You know,
You
some
want
places
milk?
he'll say, "Y'all have milk?" I'm like, "No."
What?
Yeah.
Well, guys, I appreciate y'all. We've taken up enough of your time. I appreciate y'all for one, everything that you've done to number one, keep this name, this brand going, to keep it made here in America. That's big for me. I love that. To give our community an opportunity to keep people here, obviously, to bring more stuff here, and then to better the community. All that you've done, I really, really do appreciate that. I always try to give each person a chance to maybe a closing statement or any shout-outs. I'll let you guys go ahead. Maybe just anything you want in a closing statement here.
I'm just super appreciative. Like I said, I'm moving my family, and I was trying to figure out what community we're going to live in. And my wife's a teacher. My kids are athletes, so we're looking at schools. And, you know, other towns in the area have bigger schools, bigger programs. But I'm here every day, and Corning just feels like home.
Love it.
The community's been great. I can't thank everybody enough. You know, from the people that have helped us out to just everybody that's here in the community. You know, whether I'm looking for a side street for the little mom and pop shop over, you know, and stopping in and ask somebody Casey's. They've all been so good to us, and I can't thank everybody enough. And just the surrounding community from Jonesboro, Poplar Bluff, back over
all the way. Yep.
to the Ridge. Everybody's been outstanding.
I mean, I don't think we can beat it up here.
No,
I mean,
it's where I've spent the last 6 to 7 months for the last 17 years. I love everything about up here.
I love my home where I come from. We couldn't have done this like this anywhere else. I mean, we couldn't have.
That's awesome.
We couldn't have.
It had the draw approach. I mean, it's not that leaving the company in Henrietta wasn't an option, but it wasn't an option. It for us as owners,
Sure.
it's too far away from existing livelihood, too far away from my family. Not only that,
We couldn't afford it.
the rent and the condition of the building just wasn't feasible.
Didn't make business sense.
It did
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
make business
Well,
sense.
Yeah.
and it's not just great people in Corning. Like, there are other factories around. There's
Yeah.
other manufacturers around. There's other industries around that provide an experienced labor force and
Yeah.
a network of professionals and resources that make this possible in a way that we couldn't have done anywhere else. I mean, it's the big picture.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm glad to be made in America because we could have easily put this stuff on a boat and went to
Sure.
China.
It could have been just us three sitting back wearing
Yeah,
hats
just
and,
kinda like
and
this
playing
and-
on the
yeah.
computer.
I
Yeah.
don't think Mason could have handled them loads.
Well,
But instead, we're beat up, cut up,
Yeah.
painted
Yeah.
up, greased up.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in the thick of it too.
I love it. I love it. Guys, we appreciate you. G&H Decoys, hey, community, I know you will, but at some time they'll need us for something. Let's back them 100%. And absolutely. Bart, I appreciate you as always, brother. Good job. Give you a little hug here. He's real emotional. He loves hugs. It's kind of
I
odd
just got
for a
him to
man.
start taking hugs like a year ago.
Yeah. He finally suckered me in. I felt bad for him
I'll
is
tell
what
you
it
a
was.
story when we're off camera here in a minute.
No, go ahead and tell it now. For Andy Earls of Bart White, G&H Decoys, this has been Good Morning Courting. We love you. God bless you. And always,
Go Bobcats.
there we go.
Thank you all.